Okay, so Danny is going to be standing, and I'm going to go to De La Riva. Okay, so now we're going to kind of change pace, speed here. Okay, so I'm going to again go pocket grip in the pant, and I'm going to make a nice deep collar, cross collar grip. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to try and get her a little bit off balance. Okay, so I'm going to put my foot on her thigh. I'm going to give her a push with my right leg, and as I do that, I'm going to take her out here with my right arm. Okay, there. So she's off balance. Okay, look, she posts her hand. Sometimes this hand will stay on my lapel, okay, as she had originally done, okay? If she's doing a really great job, it's going to be pretty tight to her knee here as well, this elbow, okay? Not that tight, but just tight enough that I can't quickly shoot a triangle or shoot up an omoplata or something, okay? Because she's aware of that, all right? So what's going to happen is while she's off balance, I'm going to chase her hip here with my right hand. Now again, I could go to her belt, but remember the belt moves, and it's also prone to coming loose, okay? But this pant right here doesn't often move and doesn't often come loose, okay? So take the time while she's off balance to reach up and fiddle your hand into that. It doesn't take long, okay? It's a mere flick it here and then put your fingers in. Make a nice grip, okay? Now as she starts to recover her balance, I want to make sure that I'm still staying across her hips at an angle, okay? I don't want her to recover and just square right up with me, okay? Yeah, this is not great for me, okay? It's going to be hard for her to do that anyways if I maintain pressure here on this thigh. Okay, so I'm at a bit of an angle on her hip. Look, I start to come onto my left elbow to chase that angle. See, I'm chasing her back right now, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot on the floor to help me move like a little motor. And I'm going to move around. And then when I get back here, look, I'm going to take this knee and I'm going to put it behind her knee, okay? So I end up in this position right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand that's underneath her. Look, I lift my hips to free it. I'm going to make a grip on the far pant. Ideally, it's a pocket grip, okay? Now, I know that when you're reaching, you often can't get exactly the grip you want, so make sure you get a grip and then switch it to the pocket grip, okay? What I'm gonna do is this grip in her pant, I'm gonna try and take it at least to the middle of her hip, if not the far side of her hip, okay? So there's a few things going on here. It happens automatic when you fight. Sometimes you don't even need to switch it now, it happens later, but if you can, get it to the middle or the far side of her hip, and I want you to come behind her like this. Look, she's already starting to fall off balance, okay? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to load her up on top of me and sit her butt to behind me, okay? Look at the position I end up in. It should look very familiar, okay? Now I do have a pinch on her leg, so it means that my top leg needs to windshield wipe inside, okay? Because I start in this position, so my top leg is going to windshield wipe inside. That's not hard to do, okay? Because I control it with my bottom hook, goes inside, all right? And then all of a sudden, I know exactly what to do from here. Okay, does that make sense? I come up, by posting my toes on my head, reach for her far lapel, make a nice tight grip, elevate, extend, cover the body with my head, make a grip in her arm, underneath her armpit, in her neck here, okay, in her, we'll call it the, like you know when you're riding a horse, one of those things called stirrup grip, we'll call that a stirrup grip, okay. Make your stirrup grip behind her neck, expose, free your head, then you can start working on taking her back, okay? Or you're not able to expose her hips and you end up inside control with the knee on belly, okay? So one more time on that technique. So I'm here in De La Riva, all right? Making a pocket grip on her left pant. Nice deep grip. I want to try and come up by her neck here, okay? In order to get control. I'm going to give her a little push, and as I give her a little push, I'm also going to take her out, okay? And sometimes I lean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back, and I'm going to hunt for that pant grip, okay? I start to lean to my left so that I can chase the angle. She's going to start to recover. As she's recovering, I'm already going around the corner. Okay, she's going to try and square up with me. I'm going to be always chasing that angle. Does that make sense? If you got nice long legs, you can try and use your leg here to block her from squaring up. You guys see that? Okay, it doesn't always work. It's not always necessary, okay? I'm just going to chase around that corner, make a grip in the pant, take my right knee behind her knee, and then I'm going to load her up onto me and take her all the way to the other side, okay? Now look here, guys. I didn't move my hand that time. You see my hand is still on her far hip. It's not the end of the world, okay? My hand is still on the far hip here. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to bring my leg in. I'm going to put my leg down. I'm going to come up, switch my grip, okay? And then right here, I'll switch my grip from this side. Actually, I'll leave it where it is. I'll come up first. I'll come up and then switch my grip to a thumb down, 4-finger grip on the back of her pants. Okay, let's turn this right there. Thumb down, 4-finger grip on the back of her pants. That's going to help me. So I went from the far side like this grip I switch when I get up to this grip here. That's gonna really help me expose her shoulders when I wanna come around this corner and then make ultimately my stirrup grip here in the back of her, collar, okay? This is called the baby bolo from De La Riva, okay? So baby bolo, the knee behind version. There's two different ways to do it, and I'll explain that in a bit, okay? So when I'm doing this, I want to kind of pull my opponent in, and I'm going to give them a push with this leg as I give them a pull, okay? Here. So at this point, I'm keeping her down by putting weight into her collar, like as if I was doing a single leg. Does that make sense? And that's going to buy me enough time to keep her away, to switch to the far side to reach for that pant grip. Okay, so the idea is she is going to be able to come up and she is going to be able to start to square into me, but not before I get my angle and start my transition to her back, which means that she's always a little bit behind me. Does that make sense? And that works so long as I get her out. I need her falling over here somewhere, not on top of me, okay? And that's mostly done with this. The leg, okay, like let's say I didn't have her collar and I just demonstrating the leg is going to get her off balance and it's going to get her away, but it's not going to change the vector appropriately. You see? So now if I chase, she's already square with me. Okay, so maybe we end up in a deadlock where I'm chasing and I never get that angle, you see? I never get behind her enough in order to get the knee behind. So I need to get her away. I need to change that angle. Okay, so that's kind of critical element number one here. Okay, so again, I'm gonna pull her in, give her a push, kick her out. Now look, when I hunt, she starts to square up, I'm already behind.